Hi, I'm Onajobi Cecilia Linda, the CEO of Ritzy Dainty Venture. Our company specializes in the producing of high-quality photographic props. The business cuts across rental service and also studio space. Aside from that, we also ensure that we help photographers bring their visions to life by producing or providing them with affordable and quality props. What inspired the name of the company is a blend of luxury and sophistication. Yes, I wanted to inculcate the cuteness of babies into the brand name and also to showcase what we do in a more subtle and elegant way. We've been in business since 2019, but it became official in 2021. And since then, it's been a fantastic journey. To be honest, the reason I started it was because of the need for photographers looking for props. I saw a space that needs to be filled, and I decided to, run with it. I also decided to do the rental thing because it is not all photographers that could afford the purchase of those props because they are not cheap. The photo space, sometimes they ask us if we use our space for rentals. So I decided to, get a specific space for them to come in and use our gadgets for them to be able to create beautiful images. If I were to do a throwback to the day Ritzy Dainty opened its door, it would be a mix of both cry and laugh. I would laugh because I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. It was just my instinct I had. And I didn't know where to source for props. I didn't know the capital I needed. I was just there. But then when I look at where we are today, it's a mix of emotions because drastically we've improved. And when I think about it, right now I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry. The moment I knew the business had the potential was when someone I called my brother at Glitterati Photography Studio reached out to me and purchased some of our props and used it in their session. And when he posted it on social media, I had lots of inquiries about our props. And then later on, I started seeing that renowned photographers use or feature our props. And that gave me the sense of, oh, this dream has become a reality. And then the potential was just like, it will give me plenty money. Well, what helps with what we're going to restock or what to stock is basically on feedback. When we bring in props, there's something I call testing the market. My clients know I used to say testing the market. That's based on my intuition and my instincts. When I bring in those props, if I see the turnouts, it will enable me to bring in more of those props. And we also use database, what we sell more, known as our bestseller. So that helps me to know what to restock. For the importation, there's a balance between the locally sourced for props and also what we bring in. So sometimes majority of our props are basically made here, majorly. We make them here, but sometimes we have to source for them outside the country. Exchange rate fluctuation now, war. Basically, initially we were doing this dollar exchange rate, and at some point I had to, move to, because I saw some of our props from China, I had to move to using the yuan, the Chinese currency to source for props. But then, when we bring in those props, I try as much as possible to be transparent with my clients and ensure that I make them understand that the exchange rates, this is what it is at this point in time. So we balance it with what we bring in and as well as the profits in it. So they can get an affordable props at a good quality, and we also can make our profits. Or more. Plenty lessons that I've learned in this business. I've made a lot of mistakes and I don't think I want to repeat them. For instance, talk about the lead time for production. Sometimes I give time, like, okay, this item will be ready in 15 working days or 10 working days, and then you have artisan disappointing you, then you have to go back to your clients. Then also for shipping, sometimes our customer do pre-order, we have to bring in items from them from overseas, and we give them the shipping time, but then you have the, what's it called now, the agents or the clearing agents, delaying stuff like that. So I've learned that you don't just give, if they are telling you 1 month, you give 2 months. So by that time, they will be prepared, they will know that. But if the item comes before that time, they will be happy. But when you give a short period of time, then you have a problem. Then as well as having to buy props, not looking at the specification of those items. You can see an item, you see it, you jump on it. By the time it gets here, you will be seeing that it's smaller than what you expected. And what will you do? And sometimes these suppliers, they can be funny. They bring in props that you order for this, what I ordered versus what I got. So at the end of the day, but so now when I want to get or source for props, I make sure that I ask very well. Tell me how this item is, give me the specification, give me the measurements, give me the duration, the quality. I ask all those things. So those are the mistakes that I made that I will not repeat again. The most profitable part of let me start with that. The most profitable part of my business is having to do a bespoke prop, like people ordering a specific kind of props. We have to cost and then we put our profit on it. Then it's actually the one that has the most of the headache because you have to be chasing after artisan, having to, if they give you days and then they don't meet up with that particular date, you have to go back to your clients, giving excuses. That's especially, let me talk about reaction. That's the worst. As a matter of fact, I've decided not to do it again because it pumps my blood. Oh God. Creative setup can be taught. Yes, I believe it can be taught. The reason I said so is that by experimenting and also looking out for other people's job, working on them, but there is a niche that one has to look out for. If you don't have creative sight, or should I say creative eye, you might not have edge over the person that learns. But if you have the creativity in you, then you can do well. Anyway, 200,000 naira to start up a props business is a no-no. Let me burst your bubbles. It's capital intensive because it's versatile. There are a lot of things that you want to bring in as a prop store. There are a lot of things that you need to put in place as a prop store. So 200K won't work. You need to look for more money to start the business. How I balance my business and family life. It's been God, because honestly, I couldn't have done it by myself. And I remember somebody asking me, do you have maid? And I said, I've never had maid. I had to carry my children alongside my business. I had to create time for my husband, create time for the business sourcing. At some point, I remember my husband saying that I'm doing yahoo because I have to be sourcing props during the nights. It's not easy, but then because I have the support of my husband and my children being wonderful, it's been awesome. I also have a great team. They help out a lot because my mental health also matters. Dealing with different people, different calibers of clients is not easy. So I do delegate some of my responsibilities to them and they handle it well. In 5 years' time, I would like to see Ritzy Dainty Ventures known worldwide. I want it to be an household name internationally. I want to be seen as a role model for upcoming business owners. I want to hold people's hand, motivate them so they can see that though it's not easy, but with us holding hands, we can actually get there.